Hello, this is News Mongolian MNB World. I'm your host, Ulaanbaatar. And for our top stories. Challenges persist as 40,000 children lack devices for online learning. Annual extraction capacity of Mongolia's major uranium deposits could reach 2,500 tons. Ulaanbaatar Railway will ensure fuel supply stability. For other news, stay with us. On Monday, schools shifted to online learning due to weather conditions. The shift to online classes have transformed the education landscape, offering flexibility and accessibility. However, it is important to address the challenges that arise, particularly for children who lack internet connections or smart devices at home.
While virtual classes open up new possibilities for learning, they also highlight existing disparities. Children without access to the necessary technology are at disadvantage, raising concerns about their right to education. Bridging the digital divide is crucial to uphold the principle of education being accessible to all. We have a couple of students who don't attend online classes because they don't have the necessary tools and devices. I plan to prepare hard copies of lessons and ask students to pick them up. There are 151 third graders studying at our school, 27 of whom don't have internet access and 41 have rarely access to the internet. According to recent data, 70% of knowledge is traditionally acquired through face-to-face classroom interactions. While virtual classes offer a viable alternative, the digital divide becomes glaringly apparent considering the 40,000 children who don't have access to essential devices like laptops or tablets. 3 third-grade classes have achieved 98% attendance rate. Challenges are usually faced by the first graders, so we plan to work with parents by delivering printed materials. I think the decision to conduct online classes was right, especially with this weather and traffic. Well, elementary students have a hard time learning through online classes, but I also understand that going to school in this weather is hard. It's hard to learn things through virtual classes, especially for first graders who aren't well disciplined enough and aren't used to studying independently. Parental engagement in virtual learning is critical for supporting students' learning experiences. However, a survey conducted in 2021 highlighted a significant challenge. Many parents lack the necessary tech and online skills to actively participate in their child's virtual education.
Through collaborative exploration efforts, significant uranium deposits have been discovered in Mongolia, including the Ulaanbaatar deposit in 2002 and the globally significant Zufjava deposit in 2010. These findings position Mongolia as having the 12th most substantial uranium reserves worldwide, signifying a milestone for the nation's energy landscape.
With the establishment of France-Mongolia Investment Agreement, a new era dawns for uranium extraction in Dorngov's Ulaanbaatar Railway. The ambitious venture aims to unleash the full potential of the Zufjava and Ulaanbaatar deposits, targeting an annual extraction capacity of 2,500 tons. The strategic collaboration facilitated by the investment agreement aligns with Mongolia's commitment to harnessing its rich uranium resources. The Zufjava and Ulaanbaatar deposits are poised to play a pivotal role in meeting global uranium demands, evidenced by the substantial registered reserve of 100,345 tons. The potential of this uranium project extends beyond economic gains, offering environmental benefits as well. By diversifying Mongolia's energy sector, the initiative will play a pivotal role in curbing carbon dioxide emissions, in line with global efforts to transition to cleaner energy sources. This move showcases Mongolia's commitment to environmentally responsible practices.
Please take a look at the current affairs of Mongolia.
Ulaanbaatar Railway has confirmed it will carry out the smooth transportation of diesel and gasoline. Their statement noted that Mongolia's daily consumption of AI-92 gasoline is 1,500 tons, equivalent to 25 wagons. There are about 850 wagons in transit from Russia to Mongolia, with 176 carrying gasoline and the remainder carrying diesel fuel. The inventory is expected to adequately cover the nation's daily fuel demands for the next 8 to 10 days. Minister of Mining and Heavy Industry Ulaanbaatar has assured that the price of AI-92 gasoline will remain stable. He stated that he is prepared to resign if price stability isn't maintained.
Please take a look at currency exchange rates provided by the Central Bank of Mongolia. Now here comes foreign news partnered with international news agencies. Lithuanian and the German defense ministries signed an agreement on Monday to build barracks for constant German military presence in Lithuania. Boris Pistorius, German Minister of Defense, said that his country is sending 4,800 soldiers to Lithuania on a permanent basis to strengthen NATO's eastern flank.
In a significant move aimed at bolstering NATO's eastern flank, the defense ministers of Lithuania and Germany signed a historic agreement on Monday to establish permanent German military presence in Lithuania. The accord outlines plans for the construction of barracks to accommodate 4,800 soldiers, marking a departure from Germany's previous temporary deployments. Boris Pistorius, the German Minister of Defense, emphasized that this deployment is unprecedented in Germany's history, as it involves a fixed proportion of soldiers stationed permanently outside the country. The Bundeswehr, Germany's military, has maintained a presence in Lithuania for the past 6 years, but on a temporary basis. Pistorius clarified that the new deployment signifies a substantial commitment, with 4,800 soldiers and 200 civilians expected to be fully operational in Lithuania by 2027. The move underscores Germany's dedication to fortifying NATO's defense capabilities in the region. The German Minister of Defense also highlighted the strategic message conveyed by the agreement, particularly directed at those threatening peace and security in Europe. The reference to Russia and its military activities in Ukraine was evident, reinforcing the alliance stance against potential aggressors. While Germany has contributed troops to Lithuania in the past, this permanent deployment represents a paradigm shift in the country's military strategy. The barracks construction and troop deployment signify a long-term commitment to regional security and stability. The agreement is expected to strengthen the alliance between Lithuania and Germany, fostering collaboration on defense initiatives and providing a clear signal of NATO's collective dedication to safeguarding the region against emerging threats. The international community will be closely watching the developments following this landmark agreement and its implication for the broader geopolitical landscape.
U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin met with Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Tel Aviv on Monday, in a visit where he is expected to press Israel to wind down major combat operation in Gaza.
It is the latest test of whether the U.S. can leverage its unwavering support for the offensive to blunt its devastating impact on Palestinian civilians. France, the UK, and Germany, some of Israel's closest allies, joined global calls for a ceasefire over the weekend, and Israeli protesters have demanded the government relaunch talks with Hamas and releasing more hostages after 3 were mistakenly killed by Israeli troops while waving a white flag. American officials have called for targeted operations aimed at killing Hamas leaders, destroying tunnels, and rescuing hostages. Those calls came after U.S. President Joe Biden warned that Israel is losing international support because of its indiscriminate bombing. Austin, who oversaw the drawdown of forces in Iraq as major combat operations ended there, is expected to offer guidance on how to shift into a more targeted, lower-intensity military campaign.
European Union authorities said Monday they are looking into whether Elon Musk's online platform X breached tough new social media regulations in the first such investigation since the rules designed to make online content less toxic took effect.
So yes, today we opened formal proceedings against X based on several suspected infringements of the Digital Services Act. The opening of proceedings means that the Commission will now investigate X's systems and policies related to certain suspected infringements. It does not prejudge the outcome of the investigation, nor does it signal that the Commission considers that X is compliant with all other obligations under the DSA. The Commission will continue monitoring X's compliance with all obligations under the DSA, and it has suspicions of other infringements. It will then take necessary steps.
The investigation will look into whether X, formerly known as Twitter, failed to do enough to curb the spread of illegal content and whether measures to combat information manipulation, especially through its community notes feature, was effective. The European Union will also examine whether X was transparent enough with researchers and will look into suspicions that its user interface, including for its blue check subscription service, has a deceptive design. A raft of big tech companies faced the strictest scrutiny after the European Union's Digital Services Act took effect earlier this year, threatening penalties of up to 6% of their global revenue, which could amount to billions or even ban from the European Union. The DSA is a set of far-reaching rules designed to keep users safe online and stop the spread of harmful content that's either illegal, such as child sexual abuse or terrorism content, or violates all platforms' terms of services, such as promotion of genocide and anorexia. The European Union has already called out X as the worst place online for fake news, and officials have exhorted owner Musk, who bought the platform a year ago, to do more to clean it up. The European Commission quizzed X over its handling of hate speech, misinformation, and violent terrorist content related to the Israel-Hamas war after the conflict erupted.
Please take a look at weather forecasts for the world's major cities. Alright, that's all for today. Thank you for staying tuned. We'll see you next time with more news and updates. Have a great day ahead.